Hey guys, what's going on? Pro here from a couple of BKs. So, Armored Kill just got released for the Xbox 360 if you're a premium member, and I'm here right now to talk to you about it. I've had a pretty good amount of time playing it already, and it's it's pretty remarkable just the scale of these maps. They say that Bandar Desert is the largest map, and I'm sure it is, but aesthetically, like just from what it looks like, just from looking at the maps, I think the map right here, I think it's Alborz Mountains. This definitely looks the biggest. This video I'm playing in the background, it's just there was only like 6 people in the entire match. I was just flying around, kind of giving you a little fly through of the map itself. So you can just watch that. But this is my favorite map of all. I mean, I love the snow maps. Just the scale of it, the huge, thunderous mountains in the background, flying around them. I mean, it's ridiculous just how detailed everything is. But I was very excited to finally play this. I think my second favorite map would be Death Valley, just because, you know, snowy and then nighttime, flying jets at night's pretty fun. But yeah, they're both just massive maps. All 4 of them are massive maps. I haven't played any tank superiority yet. I've been strictly conquest, mainly just trying to get my bearings straight, learn the maps as best as I can. But yeah, I mean, it's just so much fun. If you're not premium, then I'm sorry, but yeah, you should be excited for this. It's definitely a lot different than the close quarters map pack, that's for sure. It's like the exact opposite. But yeah, so I'm just flying through Alborz Mountains, showing you around. I love flying helicopters. It's like my favorite thing to do. But there's just so much to do. I mean, driving an ATV through here, there's so many different, like, ugh, I can't even explain it. It's a lot of fun though. So one of the main major improvements I've seen, physically wise, like engine wise, it's actually not really that big of a deal, but it just, a lot of the little things really, they make a big difference. Like, they brought some of the micro destruction back from the close quarters map pack, like within the trees and fences and stuff, all the little wooden splinters and everything flying all over the place, the dust and the snow falling off of the trees. It's nice little touches that most people don't really recognize as like a lot of good work. They don't recognize it as something that's that important. Also, shooting a tank shell into the ground, having all the chunks of dirt underneath the snow, the big snow cloud flying up in the air. It's really, it has a really strong impact. But yeah, it's just, there's all the little things that they did. That's all it is, and it's just the graphic capability, just how they were able to pull it off, making such huge maps with that much detail and that much stuff going on. It's just remarkable. I really got to give it up to DICE with this one. It is just absolutely insane. So you should definitely give it a try. One thing too, a lot of people and myself, we were all kind of worried that, you know, the maps are big enough already. These even much larger maps, it's going to be hard to find people, hard to find action, and from what I've seen so far, that's not exactly the case. I've played it, a couple of my friends have played it, and from what I've known, my friends who know Battlefield and have played it for a long time, like myself, we have no problem with that. We're always finding people. Since I've played this, except for this match, obviously, because there's only 6 people in it, but if I'm in a full lobby, I'm always surrounded by something. I'm never just out by myself running looking for action. There's always something going on, which I was actually surprised. But there's never a lack of action. But for my friends who are still new, who say Call of Duty's better, that's all they stick to, and they don't really know what the point of Battlefield is, which is obviously capturing the objectives and not just trying to rack up kills. they were always the kind of the people that got lost and didn't know where they were going, and they're like, oh, this is boring, there's no one here, I can't find anyone. Well, that's because you're not going to where the action is. You need to know where you should be going. You need to go towards the objectives, because that's what everyone else is trying to do. And that's definitely a big point for Battlefield. That's what they're trying to do, and if you don't understand that, then you're not going to have fun with the game. That's basically the whole point of Battlefield, is to be a team player and capture the objectives, do what the game was built to do, not just go on a kill fest, because that's not what it's for. It's just not going to work like that. I mean, most people finish these matches with like 4 or 5 kills total, but have a shit ton of points because they've captured more objectives than they have kills. I mean, I've gone a whole match with 0 kills, and I was top of the leaderboards because all I did was capture the objectives. I healed my team, I replenished ammo for them, I spotted everyone I could, and that's, being a team player is definitely a huge part in it. So just a heads up, if you're new to Battlefield, just make sure you're doing what you should be. Not that you can't do whatever you want. I mean, you could do whatever you want. It's only in Battlefield. Do whatever the hell you want. Fly jets into a mountain if you want. I kamikaze a jet into the AC-130, and that was pretty fun. Usually I'm good with jets. I like to fly them a lot, but what I've been doing recently, I'll maybe get in a dogfight or two, but I like to be where I can help the team. And jets are fun to fly, but I usually end up purposely flying it towards an objective, jumping out last minute, colliding it in with a tank, pulling out my RPG while I'm parachuting down, finishing the tank off, and capturing the objective. That's what I like to do. I'll get up in the air for a few minutes, unless I'm in a helicopter, because then I can get low and capture an objective like this. But I'll stay up in the air for a few minutes, come back down and help out my team again. And I love the entire idea of team play, and I've always been about that. That's why I love Battlefield as much as I do. So yeah, and then also a lot of new vehicles have come out. I think my favorite so far, I forgot what it's called, but it's like the rocket truck, the big armored truck with the rockets on the back. That's a mammoth. That thing is a beast. It takes some getting used to. Kind of like shooting a grenade launcher. It's the same kind of aiming reticle. You just got to learn your distances a lot, and then once you do that, you'll get a lot better at it. But when you do, it's like raining death from above. It's pretty awesome. And so that's definitely a big new addition. And then also tank destroyers. They're okay. They're definitely quicker. They're more agile and less armored. That's what they're meant for. They're fun to use, and they can be useful, but I don't really see myself using them that much. The AC-130, that's a pretty interesting vehicle. From what I've seen, there's only 2 seats, and both of those seats can trigger flares, and they can both switch to AA guns on top-mounted AA guns. And one is the big, huge cannon gun, and the other one is the smaller, kind of like the chopper gunner. Like if you were in the gunner seat of this chopper, it's kind of like that. But from what I've seen, there's not really 2 different health bars, but like I guess if a jet comes up behind you, at least this is what I've seen, this is what's been happening to me. If a jet comes up behind you, they're shooting at the AC-130, you'll see the health go down, and then you'll either die or you'll end up jumping out. But the AC-130 goes, and I think they did that on purpose as a way to keep people from just camping up in the AC-130 as long as they can, to let other people try. Like, you get shot out instead of the entire AC-130 getting shot down, which it still does pretty quickly if you're shooting at it. But at least it gives more people a chance. At least you're not up there from start to finish. And also, kind of similar to 1943 and 1942, the way you get the AC-130, you'd have to capture a certain flag, which will have a little icon of a AC-130 next to it, and whoever is in control of that flag is in control of the gunship. And I think that was it's a really cool idea. There's no towers or radios, stations, or anything that you have to go inside and take control of to man it or anything. It's just you capture it and then you can spawn inside of it. Or you can spawn on it as a paradrop and just parachute down from wherever it is, and that's pretty cool too. But it's definitely a lot of new, interesting, and yet really cool additions. Again, I'm really proud of DICE. They really outdone themselves this time. And there's what I've seen about this map particularly. There's one part of it where you can just go out and go on forever, almost forever, out in just a big desert of snow. It's wide open, and no one ever goes out there. I think what they mainly made that part for was just basically for messing around. I could be wrong, but it's just a huge open empty area, and I feel like it could definitely be used for just a bunch of people during a match. They can just go out there and mess around if they wanted, or even for a private server. It's just a big sandbox basically away from the mountains, just a flat open plain. But there's you'll see a lot of little things like that. Now Bandar Desert, I thought, from what I've seen in the trailer for it and everything, I thought it was just going to be a big wide open desert and a few buildings here and there, but they actually did a pretty good job of scaling everything properly and keeping everything still close quarters while having it still wide open in the desert. There's the one anti-air base, which is where you control the AC-130, and then they have a more suburban area, which is like streets, like a little neighborhood, and that's my favorite place to hang out, next to a construction site and stuff like that, off by the shore. And that's pretty cool how they did that. It's pretty fun to run around in, and running through the desert, or flying a helicopter through the desert, or driving a tank through the desert. It's all pretty awesome. It's pretty huge. But yeah, there's just so much going on at one time. Even in the middle of the desert, I had a hard time losing anyone. Like, you'd think you'd be out in the middle of nowhere, and someone's just gonna pop up behind you. Those rocket trucks, those will those will get you in the middle of the desert. If nothing else does, those will get you. And it's pretty awesome seeing all those rockets just fly over you in that huge arc, and just, it's definitely a sight for sore eyes. It looks pretty cool. Now, what was it? Armored Shield. Armored Shield kind of reminded me of like a mix between what's it called? Caspian Border and Heavy Metal from Bad Company 2. It's interesting how they did that. Definitely a good helicopter map. There's AC-130s. There's all the good stuff, except for jets. And that kind of surprised me. I was kind of thrown off a little that there weren't any jets in there. But it is definitely the smaller of the maps. But it's still big enough to hold jets. I'm sure the PC version has jets. I'm not sure, but the Xbox version, there's no jets. And another thing I noticed throughout all of these maps, I don't know if it's just me, if I just haven't seen them, but one thing I haven't come across yet are jeeps. Just regular jeeps. I mean, I've seen the tank destroyers, the missile trucks, the ATVs, everything else but jeeps. And I was kind of hoping for jeeps. I love them. They are fun to drive. But I haven't seen those anywhere, so I don't know what's up with that, if DICE intentionally left them out, if it was a mistake on their part, if it's a PC only thing, but I want them. So DICE, if you're watching, put them in. So that's just another little weird bit of information. Now, Death Valley, nighttime map, huge. I love the fact that it's a huge map like that at nighttime. There's still some more urban areas, a big skyscraper in the middle getting built. It's fun for jets, fun for helicopters, fun for pretty much everything. It's definitely interesting, but that's pretty much all I have to say about it. I'll let you discover the rest. I think that was on the maps, wasn't it? Alborz, Bandar Desert. Yep, that was it. So, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like the video, comment on it, subscribe. Please, we need more subscribers. if you like it, I'll definitely do more stuff like this on the next map pack or on the other maps of this, maybe just fly-throughs or even gameplay. Just let me know what you want, and I'll definitely make some more videos on it. So thanks for watching. Bye guys.